Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here with week 4 of the hashtag 52 projects. And yes, I am still using week 1's project to keep all my notes. I don't know how long I'll keep up with this, but so far it's working out well. You can always just go back and say, okay, week 1 was a notebook holder. Week 2 is the shadow box frame. Week 3 was the tea light surprise. And now week 4 is an adhesive desk caddy by Sally Stampers here on YouTube. And I will show you that project. The reason why I picked this project is because I'm always reaching for things on my desk and I can't find them. Everything's just everywhere. So I just have my favorite things I use on every project in this cute little caddy. It's really easy to make. I have my art glitter glue, just the 2 ounce. I love using the 2 ounce bottle. I have the bigger ones, like the 8 ounce and the bigger ones, but I craft with the smaller ones, so I put that in there. And my tape runner, my score tape I use all the time, and then the foam dots. So these are things I'm always reaching for. I can put my pen in there, which actually I love in there. My other pen. So these will just sit on my desk and be useful. You can put your little notebook in there, whatever you want to put in there so you can just reach and grab and get it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make this project. This takes 1 full sheet of 8.5 by 12 and then half a sheet of 8.5 by 12. So 8.5 by 5 and 5.5. The measurements are going to be a little bit different, but you can get 1 out of a sheet and a half, which is really good. If you are going to make your caddy for your desk items, I would suggest using the 110-pound weight cardstock. If you're going to use it for craft fair packaging, you can just go ahead and use the regular 65-pound weight. I'm going to use the 65-pound weight right now, and I'm going to show you an alternative way to use the little caddy. Okay, so the first piece we need is 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut the 6 1/2 inch piece first. Sorry, I couldn't get my paper trimmer open. Let me get that out the way. Okay, so cut it at 6 1/2. And the reason why I'm cutting it this way is just because it's going to save paper. So 6 1/2. By 8 1/4. So you do need to take off that little 1/4 of an inch from your paper because it was a UK Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that made this, and their paper is different sizes than ours. So 8 1/4 by 6 1/2 is going to be our first piece. Let's go ahead and score that, and then we'll cut our other pieces. Or you can cut first and score later, however you want to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and score it. Okay. So on the 8 1/4 side, let me get my cheat sheet here. We are going to score, I'll let you see my cheat sheet. On the long side, 4 1/4 and 5 1/4. We're going to turn it around to the short side and we're going to score it at 1 and 5 1/2. So basically you want a 1 inch on either side. When Sally did her tutorial, she had a hiccup with the measurements, and then she said to go to her blog, and unfortunately the blog is wrong. But so that is the measurements, 1 and 5 1/2. Okay, so that's all the scoring and measuring that we're going to do on that one. So let's go ahead and get our other pieces. The next piece is going to be 6 by 3 1/4. So use that piece that you cut off your first one. And I'm sure there's a different way you can do this to save even more paper, but I need this little chunk for a different project, so that's why I'm cutting mine 6 first, and then 3 1/4. So So let's go ahead and score that piece. On the long side or the 6-inch side, you are going to score at 3 and 4. And then on the short side, we're going to score at 1 and 2 1/4. Again, we need that 1 inch on either side. Okay, throw that over there. And then our last piece of paper is 6 by 5. So this is what I did, so that way I would have a full half sheet if I wanted to make a card to go with it or whatever. I cut my paper down at 5.5 on the long side, so that way I have a full, and I know this is a card base already and I don't have to do anything else. So this is what you have left from your 2 pieces of paper. So you can use this as a card base, you know, and these 2 pieces as matting for a card. So it's really nice. Okay, so now I need to go ahead and cut this down to 5 by 6. So we'll just cut it 5 by, and I throw that little piece away, 6, and then you can just keep this little piece as well. So I'm sorry. So when you're done, you're left with some pretty big pieces. Okay. So on the 6-inch side, we are scoring at 3 and 4, 3 and 4. And on the short side, we're going to score at 1 and 4. Okay, that's all the scoring and cutting we're going to need. You can go ahead and move all of your scoring boards and your out the way. Now we're going to go ahead and cut. And where are my scissors? See, I need to put my scissors in my little caddy because I don't know where they are. So I'm about to use my big scissors, which is fine. Okay, so when you're cutting out your tabs, you're going to cut, for this piece, I'm going to cut to the left of the score line. So see how it still has like that knobbly bit right there? You just want to wedge into that. And again, this one I'm going to cut to the right of the score line. Keep the knobbly bit on the tab and wedge that out. It just takes away some of the bulk and then it should be completely even. So we're going to do that on all the pieces. We're just cutting and wedging. Oh, that wedge was a little big, but that's okay. Same thing on all the pieces. Just cut and wedge. My wedges, I usually like them a little bit smaller than this, but I don't know where my smaller scissors are right now. Okay, and our last piece. Oh, look at this, they're right here. Okay. Okay, and cut and wedge and cut and wedge and cut and wedge and cut and wedge. That's it. Put your scissors back in your caddy so you know where they are. That works perfectly. All right, I'm clean up all these little pieces. Okay, so on your largest piece, we're gonna go ahead and burnish everything up. I guess you can burnish, oh look, my bone folder is another thing to throw in that caddy. You can burnish before you cut and wedge. Sometimes I do it before, sometimes I do it after. If you do it before, it's easier because you don't have to worry about one piece, but I always get ahead of myself with the cutting, so as you can see, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure, again, your creases are there. going to kind of cheat on this one and do both at the same time. And now, if you're using the 110-pound cardstock, you definitely do not want to skip on the glue dots. On the varnishing, because it is the heavier cardstock. It'll just make your life so much easier if you varnish really well. The 65-pound weight, you could probably get away with it without varnishing. Okay, so everything's nice and crisp. And now it doesn't matter which piece you start with. You can use your score tape. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. You can use your Tombow. I wouldn't use a tape runner unless you have one of the super heavy duty ones like the Fuse from Stampin' Up! Or Crafter's Companion. This stuff is like score tape. I'm just running out of it, so I don't want to use it. Okay, so tab it up. You're just going to put the tabs inside of the short piece. And honestly, I don't think it matters how you close your boxes up. This is just how I felt it looked the best. So you can play around with yours and see how you want. So mine is going to go over the side like this. Which this one I did not put the tab on correctly. This is why I like the glue. I had a little bit of wiggle room. So see, I just put the tab inside the short ends, and then I'm going to put the long ends over the top. Now, on my other one, this piece didn't match up either. I don't know why, but it's fine. So you're going to put glue on your short side and close it in. And then, but it will match up perfectly on this side. So I don't know if I'm just scoring or cutting incorrectly. Who knows what I'm doing? It's not going to really matter. Yeah, I scored it just a little bit off. It's fine. So I have some overhang there. So I'm just going to take my scissors. See, I knew where they were because they were in the caddy. And I'm just going to clip that off. It's not a big deal. Okay. So that's all put together. Let's do the same for the other boxes. So I'm going to pull my tabs in. And I'm going to glue. And then glue. I'm going to tab up on that side, and then I'm going to tab again on that side. Okay, so I have something that looks like this. I'm going to apply glue to the short side. Again, you can use your score tape. For me, it's just easier with the glue. It was a lot quicker. And then that one. Just make sure you're really adhering that glue. Get your fingers in there. Spread it around. Okay. And then your biggest box. And you, again, you can put these together in any order. It's not going to matter until the very last step. Okay. And then I'm going to tab on the short side. And I'm not sure if Sally is the first one to do this desk caddy. That's just the video that I saw it on. I saw a couple of them on Pinterest, but her video is the one that I clicked on, so that's where I got it from. Okay, and now I'm going to glue on the short tabs. And bring the long piece to the front. And glue and bring the piece here. Making sure I get that good. So the score tape would be easier in the fact that once it's stuck, it's stuck. The glue, you gotta kind of give it a minute to dry, and you gotta like really smush it in there. Okay, so that's basically it. Now all we're gonna do is cut a diagonal in the corner. So you're just gonna go from the top to the side, and scissors. Very simple. You can measure it if you want, but it kind of cuts itself. So just from the top of the box to the short piece, like that. And you're going to do that to all of the boxes. So put the short piece towards your left, cut from bottom right to top left. Okay, flip it over. Now we're going to do bottom left to top right. Some people are audio learners, so it's easier to hear it than see it. So if the piece is facing your left, you're going to go from bottom right to top left. And flip it over. We're going to do bottom left to top right. There you go. Okay, these little pieces are trash. Don't try to hoard them. Okay, so now what we want to do, you can use your score tape or you can use your glue. We're just going to glue the two smaller ones together on one side. You can determine if you want yours on the left or right. It doesn't matter. Let me give you the visual. I'm going to glue this one like this only because it has that gap there and I don't like that. So I'm just going to cover it up by gluing it. If that gap was on this side, I would glue this on this side. If that makes sense. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and apply your adhesive of choice and glue them together, lining them up. Okay. See how my hands are in there, making sure that that glue adheres. You can put your extra fingers in there, or whatever you call those things, just to make sure you got that good adhesion. Perfect. And then you guessed it, we are just going to glue it to the front here, like so. Now it's not the exact measurement. You're going to have about 1/8 of an inch on either side. So make sure you pay close attention to that when you're gluing, or else you're going to have a big gap on just one side. Let's just kind of center it. I guess it's not really 1/8 of an inch, but okay. And again, make sure that glue is adhered. Okay, so your caddy is done. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to decorate mine and show you an alternative decoration for your craft fair. Okay, one moment. Okay, so here's an alternative way to decorate it that you can use for your craft fairs. I would charge like $5 to $9 for this. So it's the same caddy. Sorry, I took everything out of this one because I was trying to clean up. All I did was, instead of separating the two pieces, I just did one full piece. I had this little Frappuccino leftover, or iced coffee leftover from a different project, so I put them there. Coffee and Friends, and I added the Taster's Choice and Folgers, some coffee sticks. They come like this from Walmart for 88 cents. The Taster's Choice, I'm not sure. I think that comes from Walmart too, but that was gifted to me. So I think it comes from Walmart. I don't know why I put those back. And then I added some Twinings breakfast tea. I added a candy cane just because it looked really cute in there. I added a donut stick, some hot chocolate, and a few little candy bars. These are from Tiffany. She gave me Tiffany Russell. She gave me another swap. This is what's left of the candy. She swapped, and so here's the little caddy. I didn't add anything to the backs. It's really your choice. You can if you want to. But if you're doing this for craft fairs, I wouldn't add anything to the back because that's going to use more of your paper. And you have to think, if people are buying these at craft fairs, more than likely, once they eat all the stuff out of it, they're going to throw it away. So you don't want to over decorate it. You know, if you do over decorate it, you're going to have to increase the price to cover your cost. This one, like I said, it's the 110-pound weight cardstock. Again, I didn't decorate the back because it's just going to sit on my desk and I'm only going to see the front. I added the flower and everything like that. So that one, if you know it's going to someone crafty, I would definitely use the 110-pound cardstock, but the craft fairs, it's still sturdy. So there you have it, guys. I hope you make week number 4. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.